Hey folks, Lemonade here, and today's an exciting one because this doesn't happen too often. We have a new challenger in the mousepad space. Superbeings Lab sent me their Momento mousepad. Let's check it out right after this. Okay, so let's get out a disclaimer real quick, guys. I did receive this product free of charge for review, but my thoughts and opinions regarding this pad have not changed because of that, nor will they ever change in any future reviews. Also, this video is published for everyone at the same time, so the company does not receive any early preview. But with that out of the way, let's get to the fun. Okay, so I did reach out to Superbeings Lab to learn a little bit more about them since they are the new kid on the block. So the company was started by a fellow named Harrison. He's always been an avid FPS gamer apparently from the early CS days. Now enjoys a lot of games like League, Apex, Overwatch, even some Valorant. He's bounced around mousepads as a hobby and always kind of enjoyed getting into the peripheral space himself on a personal level. And in 2021 is when he decided to kind of get into developing his own. He went through a bunch of different prototypes, fabrics, and different manufacturers to get to this first pad that he created called the Momento. Super passionate about getting into the peripheral community and adapting his pads based on feedback. I will say that last part does hold pretty true, it seems. I mean, it's early days, but he has sent this pad out to most of the peripheral review community, like myself, and he's been really active on Twitter, in public, and on DMs. So it's really great to see that running out the gate mentality from a new company. Okay, so in terms of specs here, it comes in one size. It's 480 by 400, 4 millimeters in thickness. More sizing options would be nice, but this is my preferred pad size. My desk isn't, it is kind of like a normal size desk, but my issue is this monitor that you don't see on the screen there. Its base gets in the way, so I can't really rock a 500 by 500 pad. This is the sweet spot for me. It's perfect sizing. The pricing is $39.99, and we'll get into the pricing a little bit later. By the way, if you decide you do like this video, don't forget to like and sub down below. It does help the channel out a lot. Thanks. Okay, so the pad is made in China, but the design is out of California, so the company's out of California, and wow, it's stellar. I love this design. It has this kind of neat wave Damascus pattern going on about it, this kind of reddish, pink, and purple all around. It really helps to stand out in a sea of black pads. This is exactly the kind of stuff I harp about in my other reviews. Having some character to the pad really just kind of elevates it, brings it up. Now, design is subjective, but I think that this is something that's really quite minimal and can work really on any setup. Huge thumbs up, love the design. Now, characteristics of the pad itself. It is non-coated, has a uniform X and Y. Humidity resistance is quite good. I live in one of the most humid states in the US here. I had zero issues with it. Base is a standard natural rubber. Holds really well on the two desks I have over here for testing. And the foam itself is on the firmer side. Now, the stitching is actually really well done all around. No waviness, no fraying. The weave is tight and uniform. If I have to knock one point, it's because the stitching is ever so slightly above the surface. It's not something that bothers me personally, but I do want to mention it for folks who are a little bit more sensitive to the height of the stitching. Now, it's most likely due to the choice in the foam base that the stitching is a little bit higher than the actual surface level. They have a speed and true control pad coming soon, I guess, so it'll be interesting to see how they turn out in that regard if they're going to use the same foam and base. Now, they label this as a balance pad. And that's kind of correct, kind of not. This definitely leans more to the speed side of the spectrum. So it's not like Advance or Ace or GameSense or Rush fast, but I will say it is slightly faster than the Lethal Gaming Gear Venus. Now, they have a similar weave when you look at them close, but the Momento has a slightly less rough surface to the Venus, so it is slightly textured, but it's not bad at all. I don't think this is going to be a bother for anyone that's kind of sensitive to that kind of thing. It's a pretty freeing pad with minimal dynamic and static friction, and couple that with the harder foam material, it definitely leans to that speedier side. Now for me, it was a nice surprise because I do like speed pads personally. I kind of go back and forth, but generally I always kind of go back to a speedier pad. But for folks expecting more of a kind of Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn or maybe a Pure Track CL1 feeling, I just kind of wanted them to know it's a little bit faster than those. So performance in game, while I can see people using this on tracking heavy games and tag shooters, I think it's really going to be best suited for games like COD, Apex, Overwatch 2. I've been having a lot of fun on Modern Warfare 2 with this pad. I would say probably in the range of like a 40 centimeter 360 or less, and you should feel pretty happy with the speed characteristics. Now in terms of skate glide, my comment on speed holds true because the glass skates felt the most effortless on this pad, kind of akin to what you would see on a hard pad with glass skates. Next up would be the CorePad Air skates. I do really love these PTFE skates. I wish CorePad made them for more mice. Then next up would be the kind of four-corner design, Final Mouse, Gloria style, less surface area contact. It's just generally going to be faster. And then lastly, the Lamzu skates came in the ranking for slowest. Now, when I say that, none of these felt sluggish or slow. It's just the difference, was fairly minimal. But I do kind of want to make everyone aware you're not going to feel bad or slow on any of these kind of skates. Besides the glass, where it was just a notch above in speed. Okay, now let's circle back to the discussion of pricing. Again, like I said before, the pad is $39.99. And there's a slight catch to that because the shipping cost, at least in the US, I think, again, they're based out of California. They shipped it to me here in Florida, and the cheapest option that I saw on their website was about $13 for shipping. So obviously your mileage will vary depending on if you live internationally or in a different part of the US. Check on that on their website. So it does kind of unfortunately bring this pad up into a kind of different price category when you're looking at the $50 plus mousepad space. Now, if you're asking Lemonade, is it worth it? Should I? That's going to be up to you. I'm not here to convince anyone. At the end of the day, if you do decide to purchase it, you're going to love it. I mean, it's flawless. It comes packaged beautifully in this nice sleeve, and the box lays completely flat. No stitching issues, no QC issues. The surface is unique enough in my collection, and I have, again, about 20 different mouse pads. The design is unique, and you're supporting a small business coming into this really aggressive market, and it's really cool to see. So at the end of the day, I can highly recommend this pad. Now, if none of that really matters to you and you're like, I don't really care, it's way too much, no, that's on you. At the end of the day, you got to decide where you fit for your own price point. But there are some things like shipping that small companies like this, can they fix it and work on it? Maybe, but with the way the economy is and whatnot, it's probably going to be tough. So just note that that's just something that you're going to have to deal with when it comes to purchasing this pad. And on that note, all my socials are down below, along with any affiliate links and discount codes. If you had a good time with me today, likes and subs are always appreciated. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. But till the next Fresh Squeeze video, stay thirsty, folks.